Peace and blessings, everybody. Life is a roller coaster, I tell you. And I was in my meditations this morning, and I kind of want to share it because, yo, I seen this TikTok from one of my closest sisters. Her name is Queen Zoya Counts, and she's on TikTok. And she said that she had seen a TikTok or a video where a lady said that she identifies herself as the Phoenix. Her pronoun is Phoenix, right? And like, I think I'm riding that wave. Like, I'm feeling that shit too. I just came out of being very just tired of the norm, and coming into transition. And it's a roller coaster because some things around me is in flames. It's like, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? But it's subconsciously, I'm at peace. You know what I'm saying? And I'm transitioning. And I want to share with y'all a piece of my story and give you some background about me. And I'm gonna tell the story in the meanwhile. So if I'm all over the place, please forgive me. But okay, so I've been working in healthcare since maybe 2004, 2005. Like, I started going to school for medical assistant in 2004. From day one, we were doing clinicals. So it was books work, studying EMRs, and hands-on clinical, learning different procedures and things like that. So with I consider that experience, because as I'm learning, I'm actually hands-on doing these things on live humans and stuff. So I started off as a medical assistant. Um, Long story short, been working healthcare for quite some time. From 2005, 4 or 5 to currently now, I've held positions such as medical assistant, lab tech. I've done X-rays, DOT drug screenings, all type of assessments, tests for flu, STDs, all types of stuff. Um, I've also served a role as a medication aid, medication technician. They're basically one and the same, different work settings such as adult care homes or skilled nursing facilities. I've worked in rehab. I've worked in pediatrics. I've worked in urgent care. I've worked in ICU. I've worked in group home settings. I've worked in people's homes. So I've done an array of work, and I think I'm qualified to say that I'm well versed when it comes to the body. Okay. So for the past, say, since maybe 2015. Now, 2015, I worked in a group home, and I had the title patient care tech. Basically, CNA without the CNA certification. So I've been doing this type of work since 2015, and it is 2022. I've worked all over North Carolina. I have certifications in the state of Georgia as well, and I also hold national certifications, medical assistant, that type of thing. So here's the thing: when they say know your worth, add tax, know your worth, add tax. Okay. So a lesson that I learned through my experience and through my life and through my skills and all of these and different work settings and stuff, the the area of healthcare that I had the most compassion for, and that I could do it blindfolded, and that I can do it from my heart, and that is CNA. Okay? Because As outspoken as I am, I have a very shy side. I'm very shy. I don't know if this is appropriate to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Healthcare pop my healthcare cherry. You hear me? Like, as a medical assistant, yes, I have done personal exams like vaginal exams and stuff, but that should be so quick. It's like over before it starts, right? But CNA broke me in. Do you know, I remember the first day of clinicals as a CNA, and I was going to school at Fast Track Career Prep in Wilson, and I was doing clinicals at Wilson Pine Skilled Nursing Facility. And I remember the first patient, like, it was the first day of clinicals. And I had to get this lady a bath, bro. Like, she was a big, large, plus-size woman. Her size don't have nothing to do with everything, but that was just part of my memory. And I just remember being so freaking shy, like, turning my head, not wanting to look at her and stuff like that. But in a facility is fast paced, man. You got to, like, you have, imagine, and this is my life, I'll speak from my experience. Imagine having 30 plus patients assigned to you, and you have 8 hours to provide all the needs for these 30 patients, okay? You will get over your shyness real quick. I got over my shyness real quick. You understand? So I have had some joys, some pains. I pronounced people dead before. I had to call the time. I had to wash and prepare a body for the morgue, or for the undertaker to come and get the body, or for the family to view the body. I had to prepare and do paperwork to roll the patient, and actually had to roll the patient to the morgue and to see dead babies and people who were shot and killed laying on the table ready for autopsy. Yeah, I've seen all of that. So when I say know your worth, add text, I mean that. Another thing, so for a while, I have been so ready to, I'm like, you know what? I've been doing CNA for quite some time. I'm tired. My back, my poor little back, I ain't big as nothing, but look, my back, man, it's tired, y'all. Coming home, my body aching. Can't stand up straight sometimes. I'm tired of that. And see, giving people the care that they need sometimes is worth it, but at the end of the day, I only got this body and that's it. Like, I can't trade that motherfucker in for a newer model and shit. Like, I gotta take care and preserve it. Self-preservation is the first law of survival. So the money's been good. Learning new skills and new people and working in different environments has been bitter sweet. And I mean that in every sense of the word. Bitter, bitter, sweet. You understand? It's sweet to be able to put a smile on somebody's face who's bedbound and can't go nowhere, but provide an environment and giving them the proper care that they need so that they can feel comfortable enough to go to sleep. So it's been sweet on that end, and them saying thank you and giving me gifts and things like that, like bracelets and artwork and things like that to say thank you. But the ghetto, let me repeat, the ghetto of being a CNA and working in facilities with people who have accepted the bare minimum of life and never chose to step outside of that. And then they, like a contagious virus, they want to spread their misery. And I have tune people out long enough. I have stepped outside, taken time off long enough, get myself grounded to go right back into hostile situations, baby. When I tell you my soul is tired, you people, man, the misery that people carry and how they go through extra lengths to try to bring the next CNA down instead of working together as a team and help building one another up. They rather sit up here and try to come for your job. Like, bro, you not getting a promotion. You understand? But just because you are insecure in yourself, you want to make the people around you that's actually your teammates, that are actually here to help. That's how it's supposed to be professional. But people choose to stay in their ghetto-ness and live a ghetto-ass lifestyle, even in the healthcare setting. That's what I'm tired of. I can't do that shit no more. You hear me? That's what I'm tired of. And I mean, about a week or two ago, that was it for me. That was the straw that broke the camel's back that made me say, hey, baby, you are more than what's role that you're serving currently. And I just want to thank them 2 nurses that tried to come at me about body language, yet leaning all in my face as if they did not receive the proper training on social distancing. Yeah, thank you. Because what you did was motivate me and push me forward to go and do the things that I know that I'm capable of. That, you know what? That even though I'm not in it, like some people, they got the CNA and they just settle for that because, you know, they didn't believe in themselves or they didn't want to go any further. They got content, whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? But they treated me like I got better treatment as a medical assistant, as a med tech, or working in somebody's private home than I have in facilities. And I have looked past and tuned out. But I'm tired. And I feel that shit in my soul and in my fucking back because I didn't have the proper help that I needed, that I had to do what I had to do. So if it means that with all my might, I got to roll all the motherfucking sheets up, pull that mug and turn myself, that's what I'm going to do. My back paid for it. But now, baby, I'm going back. No, I'm not going backwards. I'm propelling forward in all of my skills. You understand? I'm ready to go back to a smaller setting, a more technical, learning different procedures and things like that. Now, I feel like I'm very well versed in CNA, and I'm not gonna stop. It's just that I'm gonna do that shit at my own leisure if I choose to do that. Medical assistant, baby. Welcome back. I'm back, baby. I am back. You hear me? We about to take this shit to the next level. Okay? I just had to get that off my chest. And also, I happen to see myself in the tarot cards. You know, I remember being a fool, and I was thinking back in my meditation about being a fool when I first got into healthcare. Back in the early 2000s and stuff. I remember being in my early 20s feeling like a failure. Because I think this message is for somebody. I felt like a failure because I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I felt like, oh, I was so hard on myself. Like, oh, you grown now. You ain't got it figured out. Realizing that, you know, in your 20s, you still figuring things out. So I want to tell you 20-something-year-olds, even if you ain't got it all figured out today, don't worry, baby. You got a lifetime to figure this shit out, okay? The thing is, don't stand still, okay? Keep moving. That's the goal. Keep moving. Things will fall into place for you. So don't give up on yourself and expand your knowledge. Don't just stop at one certification. Get multiple certifications so you can be flexible and versatile in your field of study. Okay, so you can demand or ask for or request or require because you know your worth and you got the certifications, the experience, the references, and all of that to back up to the pay that you asking for. And also keep in mind the way you live at and the cost of living or where you live at. Know your worth, add tax, okay? So I went from the food so carelessly to now I feel like in a sense I made it to, what do they call that person? It's not, it's the hermit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm moving around and I'm like the rising from the ashes, all this old shit burning away, the ghetto-ness and having to tolerate dealing with hostile environments. Now it's time for me. Shit, if I'm, man, put it like this. I don't want my mind to be occupied by how to combat somebody's dysfunction. In other words, I want my mind to be occupied with learning a new skill set that I can add to my resume. You feel me? So I'd rather be like, okay, this new technology has came out. Let me work my brain to figure out how this shit work versus, okay, what kind of mood she in today? Who got time for that? I want to be professional in a professional environment. All right, so yeah, the magician currently, the freaking magician. I was born an empress, you know what I'm saying? Abundance and all of that stuff, but sometimes you gotta reach back deep down inside yourself. Don't ever forget who the fuck you are. Pull out your credentials sometimes to remind you of who the hell you are. And remember, you ain't got to settle for this type of stuff. And that you can give yourself a raise at any given time because you got the skills and the experience and the credentials to back it up. Yeah. Peace, y'all. Food for thought.